Sinking funds are a great tool to keep in your personal finance tool chest, and we are huge proponents of them. We have over 20 sinking funds that we manage every month, and we keep them in high yield savings accounts. And I talked in depth about that in a different video that I'll link in the description box below. But today we're going to talk about Ally Bank, which is where I moved most of our sinking funds, and how to use their buckets inside of the savings account. So you're going to want to stick around to see how we're going to make this work, since we have over 20 sinking funds and only 10 buckets. Hi friends, and welcome to the Budget Bounce. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen, and we talk all about living life on a budget, saving for our future, paying down debt, and all the life that happens along the way on this channel. So if those are things that interest you, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button down below and tap the bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. So here we are talking about sinking funds again. They're one of my favorite tools in our personal finance journey. They have saved us in so many different scenarios because we are spenders, and I need to make sure that we have the money that we need in the right place when we need it. We have over 20 sinking funds, and almost all of them have been moved over to Ally Bank. And I am going to show you how we're going to set up our buckets within our savings account in Ally Bank so that we can continue to manage all of our different funds. So my spreadsheet budget is not going to change. You're still going to see all the line items there, but we're only going to have 10 buckets to put them in. So let's head on over to Ally and we'll just get started so you can see how this is going to work. And here we are inside of Ally. I've logged into my account, which takes you to a home screen, and then I selected our online savings account. I'm not sharing that screen because it has account information on it. So I went straight to this, and now I have our account information outside of the frame of what I'm recording on my screen. So you can see here, it's a really nice layout in terms of just the front end interface that the customers use. And there is account details here that if you open that up, you can see information about your account. You can analyze your savings growth. I don't have any because we just moved everything in a few days ago. So there's nothing there for me to look at right now. But then you can organize using buckets. And so that's where we are right now. So here you can see we have 4 buckets already set up. Now this comes with some standardized things that are set up here. I've already removed some of those, but I want to show you how you would do that. So if you decide you don't need a home bucket, you can come in here and you can click on home, and it takes you to this screen, and it gives you the option to delete bucket. So I can do that if I want. I'm not going to do that. We'll go back to the page and let me add in another one. So I need one for travel, and they have one here called vacations. So I'm going to use that one and say done. So now that bucket has been added, and then now I have this vacations, but I don't want to call it vacations because we're going to use it for business travel expenses as well. So I'm going to edit this bucket and I'm going to call it travel. And then I'm just going to update. You can see you can cancel at any time. You can delete the bucket here. I'm going to update it. And so now it's called travel. And that's what you see here. Let's go back in. I need to still add 5 more buckets. So I need one for family, and we have one for family. So I'm just going to say done. That's great. Okay, so I've added a bucket. When you delete a bucket, I want to show you something. I'm going to go in and delete family. If you delete the bucket, yes, I want to delete it. It says you deleted a bucket and we moved your money to your core savings. So if you decided to get rid of a bucket, what it's going to do is just move it back over to your core savings where your buckets are all being filled from. So now I need to add that back in. And then also I need to add one for, let's see here. The next one, I want to do an estate planning bucket. All right, so now that one's highlighted and that one's highlighted, and let's say I'm done at this point. So I'm going to say done. Now I've added 2 additional buckets. It tells you, it gives you that confirmation. And you can do additional things with these buckets. You can add money to your buckets. You can set up goals in your buckets. You can go from here and add another one, but I'm going to go back out to this page so you can see it. So here's estate planning. It doesn't have anything in it. And here's family. It doesn't have anything in it either. I added both of them at the same time. I have 3 buckets remaining that I can set up. So let's go ahead and get those set up. I need one for healthcare. And oh, I need one here. I need one for technology and subscriptions. Oh, can't use that special character. So I'm going to use a dot instead. And I need one for clothing. All right, and I'm going to say done, and it's going to add all 3 of those. So it says you've added 3 buckets. I could go right now and add money to my buckets, and this is going to look the same every time. You get this, and it has all of your buckets listed on the left. You can see here with 10 of them. I have it zoomed in so you can see it better, but with 10 of them, you can't get all of them within this frame. But you can choose, I can do select from, and I can say from core savings, I want to move, let me get the total on travel. I want to move, I apologize, my mouse is not cooperating here. So I want to move $85 for that to the travel bucket. There it is, 85, and I say submit. And now it shows that I have $85 in the travel bucket, and it reduced my core savings. Next, I want to move money for the kids. So I'm going to add all 3 of those totals up. So from core savings, I'm going to move $900 over to the family. And now it's reduced my core savings again, and it moved $900 into family. And the other thing you'll notice here is that these percentages are changing. It's telling you how much of the total of your savings is in each bucket. The next one I want to move is from core savings to technology and subscriptions, and I'm going to move 200. All right, next up, I want to move money into the clothing, and I'm actually going to rename that when we're done here, but from core savings to clothing, I'm going to move a total of $95. The next thing I want to do is move some money into the home bucket. So from core savings to home, I want to move $350. Next, from core savings to holidays. Oh, excuse me, not to holidays. I have not moved the holidays. I'm going to put gifts and holidays in the same bucket, and that is the occasions here, sorry, down here. So I've only moved what I have in gifts so far, so I want to move more money in there for holidays. So I'm going to go from core savings to occasions, and I'm going to move an additional $700 in there for holidays. So now that has bumped that up significantly to $880. We still have $400 to go. We are going to move $250 to estate planning. All right, and there you can see now I have only $1.16 left in my core savings, and everything else has been allocated to a fund. So we have 100% of it allocated. Even there's just a little bit left over here. So let me go back out here to the buckets. So here we are. We have 95 in clothing, 200 in technology, 150 in healthcare, 250 in estate planning, 900 in family, 85 in travel, 165 in pets, 880 in occasions, 1,220 in vehicles, 350 in home. Now, the way that I broke this up, or I should say consolidated things, because I think there were 18. Let me count to be sure. Yeah, I was right. There are 18 funds that I have now consolidated down into 10 buckets. So the clothing one, I actually want to rename it, and I am going to call it clothing / personal. Not slash, forgot I can't use that. Oh, I think that's a comma. There we go. Clothing and personal care. So that's going to be our clothing line item and our image line item put together. So image cosmetics is, when I'm buying, I use Mary Kay skincare. So when I buy Mary Kay, when we are getting any of us are getting haircuts or anything like that, that's what we're using that one for. And then clothing is clothing, pretty straightforward. So we have a total of $95 between those two. Technology and subscriptions is exactly that. We had a technology line item that fund is for any technology needs that we have. My phone is 4 years old. It's just a matter of time before I'm not going to be able to get what I need out of it. I use it to record some videos. I obviously use it for work. I use it for, just personal entertainment and whatnot. But the fact that if it doesn't work for work, then I'm going to have a problem. So even if it's, a lot of people like to get new phones and new technology. I am not one of those people. My laptop is 5 years old and my phone is 4 years old. So it's just a matter of time before I'm going to have to do something with these. And I'm already finding that I'm having some trouble with my laptop. I've just been doing workarounds because that's not a priority right now. But that's why we have the technology. And then I put subscriptions in there because it's all online subscriptions. So it kind of ties into technology. For healthcare, it's just healthcare. There's nothing else. Same thing with estate planning. Family, what I did there was I combined all three. I have 3 different line items for the kids. So Xanthi's got one, Henry's got one, Bug has one. I put them all together and they total $900, and that's what's in this bucket. Travel, this is our business travel that we save for Matt in case he has to go on a business trip where he has to pay up front and then he gets reimbursed later. And then also our travel / vacation fund. So I put those two together. And then pets, that's just pets, 165. I'm trying to build this up because they both have to go to the vet in October and November. So it's going to Q4 is going to be expensive. So occasions, this is going to be our gifts row that we have, our line item for gifts, which is pretty much anything that isn't the holidays. So we have a separate line item for holidays. We save $100 a month for that. So we have a total of $880 between those two. Vehicles, I am putting together auto insurance, auto registrations, and auto repairs. Those are all going into the same bucket, 3 different rows, line items on my budget. And then home, I'm putting in, that's just home. There's not anything that goes into that other than the home maintenance line item that we have, which is going to be $350 is where we are. Now, you'll notice if you've been watching my budget videos, you know that we had a whole bunch of money in our vacation fund and it is not there anymore, which is why our travel fund is so low, because that all $85 of that is for business travel. None of it is for vacation or personal time. Vacation or personal time. I'm sorry, that's a term we use at work. None of that is for vacation or, like for personal reasons, I should say. And I'll explain more about that when I do our August budget report. But this is what it's going to look like. So if we ever want to move anything around, you can go to distribute and you can come in here, and I was going from core savings into all these, but you can move anything you want. I can move from family and move it into clothing if I want to. As long as you're not asking to move more than what the balance is, you can move things around however you like. Another thing that's an option is to set up goals. So you can actually set up goals for each of your buckets. So it says, now that we know why you're saving, let's add goals to your buckets. Select one or more to get started. So let's say for home, we wanted to set a $5,000 limit. So target amount is 5,000. You can even say, when do you want to reach this goal? Let's say I want to reach it by the end of next year. I'm hoping, I wonder if you can type. Oh, you can. Much better. And then you can say set goal. So now it shows target amount and your target date that you set. And let's see what that looks like. I hadn't played with that before this video. So now here it shows that I can set a goal for any of these. So that's new. I hadn't seen that before. And this shows how far along I've made it to that goal. So like for technology, that's going to be probably something that we're going to need to be doing soon. So if I had to buy a new phone or a new computer, you know, we could set the goal that we need for that. So that is our sinking funds and how we are going to manage them inside of Ally and how the buckets work. I hope that you found this helpful. I feel like it was pretty intuitive. I did do a little bit off camera where I paused and I came back because I am learning as I go here. And I didn't want you to have to watch me stumble and fumble around with all that. But it is pretty intuitive. I mean, once I figured out where everything is, it made it a lot easier. One other thing I wanted to show you that I just discovered here, I was just clicking around while I was talking and I opened up the settings page. And so this is talking about how your money goes out. So when you take money out, this is the order it's going to take it out, apparently. You can also take money directly out of your bucket and send it to other accounts and transfers. So like I have some external accounts set up here, like our primary checking and that kind of thing, because I want to be able to transfer money every time we get paid. We'll have some automatic transfers go straight here. So let's look at how money comes in and what that looks like. And by the way, they have videos for like everything. So that's fantastic. It can show you a little bit more about the interface and how it works. So how money comes in right now, I have it set that all is going to come into core savings. This is the default. But if I wanted to, I could actually set up a distribution plan and say, every time I, like if I'm going to send $100, I want 5% here and 20% there and 30% there. You can do that here if you wish. I'm not going to do that. I like to have to come in and manually make the changes. It is, I've mentioned this before, it's a psychological thing for me to make me accountable and make me do the work so that I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that I need to help keep me on track. So the next thing that they share here is interest paid. So it says we're going to add all your interest paid to your core savings unless you prioritize something else. So you're still earning interest on all the money in the account, no matter what bucket you put it in. So whatever your total of all your buckets is, plus your core savings, that's what you're earning interest on. So I can say, hey, I want all my interest to go into, maybe I want to go to my technology because I want to build up that fund for a new computer, let's say. So you can choose one. Looks like you just get to choose one. And every time you drop these down, you can see how much you have in them. And I love that. I'm not sure. There's this optimize with boosters. I'm not going to do anything with that. That's not what we're here for, but that is another way to save in it. And, so at some point I may play around with those and then I can share them with you. And so you can see what they look like. So that is what our Ally savings account looks like now. You might notice that I do not have the emergency fund here, and that is because I moved it from the bank that it was in to another new bank called CIT Bank. And when I learned a little bit more about that one, when that all gets settled, because I just did that a couple days ago, when that all gets settled, I may do another video to show how that works. And actually their percentage, their APR is higher. So I'm looking here, Ally is 1.6%, CIT Bank is 1.9% right now. So it's actually earning really good money. And the reason why we did this was because I realized that a whole bunch of our accounts were sitting in Capital One and accounts that were earning 0.09%. And they're not going up as the interest rates go up. So we aren't in their performance savings plans. I never got those changed over. So, and even that one was only doing 0.89, I think, %. So it might have gone up a little bit, but it's not competing with Ally and CIT Bank. And as far as online banks go, I've worked with enough of them now. I think I might do a video to talk about my experience with each one of them, because some interfaces I really like, some I really don't like. Some of the apps I really like, and some I really do not like. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do that in the future. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming. But in the meantime, I hope that you found this useful, and that you can that you learned something here, so that if you're interested in using Ally and you were just kind of sitting on the fence, maybe this will help you make your decision one way or the other. Nope, I don't want to do that. Or yes, okay, now I know how it works. Yes, I want to do that. I'll include a link to Ally Bank down below that you can use. And if it happens to be a referral link, typically when they do those, I've not looked into their program, but when they do that, typically you get some money in your account and I get some money in my account, is how that usually works. But I'll take a look and leave the details when I figure it out. All right, so that's all I've got on Ally today, but I do have this really good video that I made a couple of years ago about the core sinking funds that I feel like everybody should have. So check it out. Just click on the video here and it'll take you right to it. I'll see you over there.